So I woke up and saw Thomas Markle Jr. live streaming like a conspiracy weatherman who just found a new moon made of jam. And apparently Harry and Meghan might be getting kicked out of the US? Yeah, for real. Exiled again. Except this time, it's not the palace, it's the United States. The very place they ran to for freedom is now looking at their visa paperwork like, we need receipts, Your Highness. People in the chat were losing it. One lady typed, "Don't let the visa hit you where the crown split you." And I actually choked on my cereal. Kenny laughed so hard milk came out of his nose, and we weren't even drinking milk. Okay, rewind. So a few years ago, Prince Harry wrote a memoir where he just casually admits to snorting cocaine, doing magic mushrooms, and chasing a box turtle through a weed fog in Botswana or something. Now, normally that would be a problem if you were trying to immigrate anywhere, like literally anywhere. But not for Harry. Somehow he skips through the process like it's an invitation-only yoga retreat in Malibu. And apparently Trump let it slide because he allegedly said, and I quote, "Meghan is punishment enough." That's not a diplomatic exception. That's a roast with paperwork. So fast forward to now. Meghan, who's still living in a California mansion with staff and titles and a goose that lays gold-plated papayas or something, decides to criticize Trump's deportation plans while still on US soil. And the internet, oh man, it went full Hunger Games. Cartman printed shirts that said, "Make Montecito British again," and started holding fake press conferences in front of our garage. He even made Butters be the sign language interpreter. Even though Butters doesn't know sign language, he just flailed. Kyle went full lawyer mode. He was reading the US Immigration and Nationality Act like it was the Torah, highlighting passages and muttering like, "How is this even legal?" Even the Canadians were like, "Yeah, you guys can keep him. We already have Celine Dion." Then Thomas Markle Jr. dropped the bomb. Not literally, but like the YouTube kind. Doria, Meghan's mom, has 15 LLCs. 15. That's not a charity, that's a startup accelerator. Some of those LLCs allegedly connect back to political donations, and suddenly the media's like, wait, is this jam tax deductible? And Meghan's whole American Riviera Orchard brand? Yeah, that might be getting funding through the same nonprofit funnel. So basically, her peach preserves might be a federal crime. Delicious, but shady. So we're sitting there watching this all unfold, and Cartman goes, "This is what happens when you mix Whole Foods with Ponzi schemes." And honestly, he wasn't wrong. And of course, Cartman being Cartman, decided to rebrand himself as a royal crisis consultant and started charging people $29.99 for his Exile-Proof Your Influencer Brand Masterclass. Butters signed up. At that point, I held up one of Cartman's fake jam jars. It had glitter inside and a sticker that said Immunity Blend. And I was like, smash that like button faster than Harry smashed his visa paperwork. Trust me, it gets dumber. Now things are heating up, like actual investigations. Harry's immigration file is sealed tighter than Kenny's mouth during court testimony. People are asking real questions like, did he lie on the application? Did he get special treatment? Did Meghan bake a batch of influence cookies for the embassy? And then Cartman pitches a show to Netflix. Royals Behind Bars, it's basically Orange is the New Black, but with accents and herbal tea. He even filmed a trailer in his backyard with Kenny dressed as a judge and a raccoon as the prosecutor. Meanwhile, Randy got super paranoid and declared the Sussexes are reptilian operatives sent to replace American culture with British jam. He built a DIY visa detection grid out of microwaves, soda cans, and, somehow, a lawnmower engine. And when I asked him what it did, he said, "It buzzes when people say words like authentic and impactful." It buzzed for 2 hours straight. So here's where we are. The UK doesn't want them. Even their own PR team says it's too dangerous. The US is like, yeah, about that visa. Canada's being super Canadian but also very firm. Australia's just throwing Vegemite in the mail as a rejection notice, which means the only place left is the influencer side of TikTok, the one where people use ring lights to cry about lavender while selling mushroom gummies and tax-deductible candles. And let's be honest, Meghan and Harry went from royal victims to the kind of couple who says trigger warning before opening Amazon boxes. At this point, they're one podcast away from naming their chickens after trauma. So yeah, hit subscribe before Kenny tries to start a nonprofit called Only Crows. I'm Stan Marsh. See you at the next scandal. Oh, and I almost forgot. Cartman, because he's Cartman, launched a fake reality show called Immigration Idol. You vote on which celebrity gets deported next? Totally unethical. Also #1 on streaming. The first contestants, Meghan and Harry, duo. Army Hammer, still weird. The Island Boys, nobody asked. And a surprise entry, Martha Stewart's animatronic clone made of glitter and fraud. Butters was the host, dressed like Simon Cowell, in a baby tuxedo. The set was literally Cartman's garage with a green screen showing the Statue of Liberty crying. Each contestant had to sing a national anthem while holding their tax returns. Harry cried through "God Save the King." Meghan tried to throw jam at the audience. The animatronic Martha short-circuited and screamed, "Tax loophole!" Kenny won. We're still not sure why. So what did we learn today? Maybe don't call out a country's immigration policy while living rent-free in their reality show. Maybe don't launch a charity if your mom is managing 15 companies and a ghost yacht. Maybe, just maybe, don't weaponize jam for social justice. But mostly, don't pretend to be private citizens when your entire career is selling your royal trauma to Spotify. Because when America gets tired, they don't just unsubscribe, they investigate. And Thomas Markle Jr.? Yeah, he might be a goofball live streamer with a Wi-Fi lag, but somehow he just broke the royal internet. I'm Stan Marsh. This has been the most ridiculous, jam-covered, Visa-flavored week of my life. And I'm gonna go hide in Kenny's chicken coop until it all blows over.